I want to show you how to give AI a design file in order to make code changes versus rely on text-based instruction. I have a layout change I want to make in this website where I've got this sidebar that sits next to this top nav and main content area. And what I actually want is this top nav to go all the way across and for the sidebar to be beside it. But it's a sort of pre-built component that's designed to slide out above the content on mobile. And so the CSS for it is a little bit tricky. So I'm trying to describe it to Windsurf, my AI code editor, and it actually supports uploading images of what I want to accomplish. So what I've done is I've said I'm going to attach an image of what the current layout is and what the desired layout is so that it knows what I'm after. So I'm just going to upload those two things and send that to Windsurf and see how it does. So it's taken a look at the layout file. It has added some DOM elements here, as we can see in the diff, and it has moved that top nav out and the sidebar in next to the main element. So on the surface, at least, that looks like it might work. I'm just going to accept these changes. We can always undo them. And let's take a look and see what happened here. So it doesn't look like it's gotten it quite right. It actually does look like that top nav goes all the way across. But then we've got this sidebar in here that is aligning all the way to the top of the screen above the header. So, I could kind of play around and try to get that right. I know the z-index property exists, and that will solve that problem. So that's an issue on my end, really. Then, we maybe just want some more padding. The main thing I want to figure out is why this sidebar is floating up to the top here. So it looks like it's got a position fixed, and in this case, that's going to default to the top of the screen. So if we really wanted it to appear in the right position, we need to make the top the height of the header, but that might change depending on what the content is that lives inside of there. We don't want to always be adjusting that. So let's see if AI can solve that problem for us. So I'm in my sidebar component here, and I've got this element that's causing the problem with the fixed height. So I'll just select that. And then in Windsurf, I'm hitting Command L to reference those lines of code that are highlighted, and I'll just explain the problem. And so Windsurf has suggested some changes. It actually picked up on its own that the height is around 64 pixels, added that top positioning, and actually this doesn't even really need to be fixed unless it's at the mobile breakpoint, in which case that's useful. So let's try this again. Looks good on mobile, and now if we drag it out into desktop, we see that that top bar is going all the way across, and this is sitting below it, and it doesn't require a calculation of the height of the header. So that's just a little tip on how to use screenshots in order to make changes in your code editor.